All right, we ready?
Yep.
I was really hoping Dalton was going to pull over one on Cole.
Me too.
You're telling me, man. I just want to be in first place.
5, 4, 3. And we're back. Nice quick little break. Pour a little whiskey in the glass. All right, let's get to the matchups that mattered. I figure we all break down our own matchups, and then we take a look at some of them that did not happen between us. Don't worry. We'll save your guys' for last.
Oh, good.
I lose to Cole thanks to Mike Evans. Josh Jacobs gets hurt. The 1 week Damian Harris doesn't rush for 100 yards. I'm playing the number one team in all the land. I'm not too worried about it. Sitting at 7-5, I probably should still be in the playoffs. Might affect my seeding a little bit, but outside of that, I'm not too upset about it.
So you had two players not finish their games, yeah. Jacobs and Moore.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Dalton.
No, you go ahead.
All right. So I was able to put up a pretty high score this week against the new father and Patrick. Congratulations, Patrick. I saw Patrick and Maya and their new baby when we were coming back.
His donut confused the fuck out of me.
So I talked to him about it. He said, like, ever since, like towards the end of their pregnancy, like, that's all, like, they were eating or that's all they wanted was donuts. And so that meant, like, the baby was coming.
No idea. My mind went a completely different direction with that.
Yeah. But I was able to put up 163. I still have, obviously, Deontay Johnson to go, hopefully. Patrick put up just a solid week, but had a couple of lackluster performances. Obviously, his James Robinson and Younghoe Koo both got him decent, but
the rest of his team didn't show up.
The rest of his team didn't show up. Had a goose egg with Darius Slayton in a good matchup. Noah Fant was the only person to catch a pass. They just put up lackluster, and I had a lot of guys that had solid and big weeks. Obviously, with Hill's big performance, Mahomes had 30-plus. Derrick Henry had 3 touchdowns, almost 40 points. DK Metcalf is an animal. Devontae Adams is solid, 18 points is a pretty low-scoring game for him. Decent kicker defense and going to put up a high score. Got a touchdown from my tight end this week. That's all you can hope for. I played the right tight end. So on the bench, got some promising. Put Higgins on the bench. Cam Akers looked pretty good. Got James White. So I got some options for later, hopefully. But it was
Pat's loss kind of muddies the waters in terms of the teams that are on the cusp of making it.
It does. And I did work out after we get through the matchups. I'll run through the standings, at least from what I've broken down. Obviously, they could change. Who knows? But just from my understanding and what I got out of all the tiebreakers and everything, I'll break it down.
Dark Horse takes out Drew. Drew does have the Ravens defense left to play, but unless by some miracle the Ravens score more points than any defense has ever scored, Dark Horse is going to take that win, moving to 7-5, right in the thick of the playoff hunt with Drew falling to 2-10. Drew has been out of playoff contention for quite a few weeks, but he is still playing for pride and to not sit on the toilet seat next year.
Dark Horse definitely going to take a big hit. Will Fuller is suspended for the rest of the season, which is going to obviously affect a top 12 wide receiver and also affect his quarterback play of Deshaun Watson. Maybe not too much, but obviously it's going to affect it. We'll see how Dark Horse can bounce back from that.
He should be getting Thielen back.
He's losing Kellen Balaj too with Eckler coming back.
Yep. All right, Zach, go ahead and hit the next matchup.
All right, we got Blaster and opt out for Harambe facing the struggling Brinkman of 04. Not doing
so bad.
He does have one person left, but unless Chase Claypool scores
100
points, which I guess Tyreek Hill scored almost 60, so I guess it's not out of the realm. But
pouring salt on the wound here.
The whole time.
Lasser does have still one of the scariest looking teams. His running backs were not the reason he won this week. Great quarterback play. Got a big turnout from his wide receivers, Jarvis Landry, Robbie Anderson, Robert Woods, and a good effort by Naheem Hines. But Dalvin Cook, Aaron Jones, both just give him 10 points apiece.
He's still able to win.
Still able to put up. I mean, he's projected still to finish, with 150 plus points. Definitely going to be a scary team, especially if he limps in as probably the 8th seed.
And look what he left on his bench too. He had more in the chamber.
Oh yeah, Ronald Jones playing good. He's got Deebo Samuel back. Zach Ertz is coming back off IR. He's got some options. Brandon Ayuk's coming off COVID. He's not a team you want to face if you're the 1-8 matchup or 2-7.
We got one matchup outside of the one that everyone wants to hear about. That is Lucas and Lean. Would either of you two like to break down this game?
Yeah, I can do it. Hang on, let me pull it up. Maybe.
Wow.
Not prepared.
Wow. Look, I'm looking at this, and it's even wilder than I thought it was.
Yeah.
All right, you got it.
Dalton, go for it.
All right, it looks like Lean could actually still win this game.
Only if the Steelers post a negative.
Yes, because Lean got negative 2.78 from Kendall Hinton. It's just it's what you hope for. Had he started anyone else, then he would have probably had a good chance to win.
Even if he started AJ Green, it would have saved him 2.78.
Yeah. Yeah. Had he started AJ Green, he would have saved him like 3 points, and he would have been sitting in a much better spot here. Nick Chubb versus Kenyon Drake. Of course, that's the running back matchup that everyone was touting this week. Not really, but Allen Robinson comes through with 27. Evan Ingram with that 16 in the flex spot against Kendall Hinton is where we really see the differences between these two teams.
Yeah. Do you want to see the game splits for Tyler Lockett? This is why Luke gets so pissed at Tyler Lockett.
Well, I can pull him up right now. 17.2, 19.7, 37 to start the season. Then we'll take a look at when things started to change, which was at Miami in week 4. 5.9, 8.4, bye week. Week 7, 53. Jeez. And then he went 7.3, 8, 11.6, 21.7, and then 5.3 once again. Luke, listen,
he's
man.
Averaging like 18, man. What's the problem?
Oh, man. Man, who was the player we were looking at in the offseason, Zach, on this podcast, who had very similar stats where, like, all of his points he got in, like, 3 weeks?
Julio Jones, probably.
I can't exactly remember, but Luke, just fire up Tyler Lockett for the next 2 weeks. You got the Giants and the Jets, and then after that, I don't know if you play him. I mean, he is the number 4 wide
you
receiver.
Play him, so I mean, you just hope that it's a 20-point game and not a 4-point game.
All right, to the matchup we've all been waiting for. You guys have the floor. You can't stab at each other because we're on Zoom. So.
You want to take this one, Heath?
Oh, I loved it watching Cam play, but and I thought I had a chance with Russell, but Russ just didn't have his night together last night. I don't know, man. The running back position I thought was going to be pretty good this week, but Miles Sanders really let me down. Keenan Allen looked pretty good for you. CeeDee Lamb is pretty pathetic still. I don't know. Gronk looked good. Darren Waller didn't. Fulgham hurt me. And then the flex spots helped me, but your Tyreek Hill, man, almost 60 points. Just can't – it's hard to come back from.
I mean, the only thing I thought of was, like, between, like, just, like, even your defense and his defense, that's a 19-point swing, 15 to -4. And
yep.
And like the quarterback play, even with Cam to Russ, it's still like that's just between those two positions. That's like almost 27 points. Like it's the Tyreek Hill thing that really made this matchup
the whole thing up.
Yeah,
60 points. You just can't come back from, man.
When he was gonna get a healthy roster this week, I was really nervous, and he got off to a good start on Thanksgiving. I think he played Duke Johnson. He gave you 17. He played Brandon Cook. He got 30 on Thursday. and I only got 7 of the CeeDee Lamb. So he jumped up early on me. And then in the morning games, same thing. He had Eckler go off for 23 and Gallman go off for 18. I didn't really have a whole lot of production other than Keenan Allen in the morning games. And, I had 2 players in the afternoon game, and that was Gronk and Hill. I think I was down by like 60 points or something like that going in the afternoon. I was the only one with afternoon players. And I came in and after the first quarter and saw what Tyreek Hill was doing, and the freaking matchups like tied again. I was like, oh my God.
I really thought I had it wrapped up before that Chiefs game. I was like, yeah, I'm going to take this one, no problem. And
I thought so too.
I wasn't even watching the Chiefs game. Didn't even watch the Chiefs game. And I looked down after the second quarter, and I was like, am I playing someone from the Chiefs? I feel like I am. So I went and checked. And sure enough, Tyreek Hill. And I was like, God damn it, I'm going to lose.
Yeah, I think by halftime between Gronk and Hill, I think I had recovered from a 60-plus point deficit to tie it up. And then Tyreek still managed to put up another like 10 or 12 points in the third quarter. Gave me enough of a lead, and thankfully I don't have to rely on Vinny Snell or Justin Tucker because Wilson and Sanders and Fulgham didn't help you out too much on Monday night.
You could just pull one of them and I could DQ you.
I like it.
Not do that. I want to go ahead and just lock up that division win right now.
Just lock it up.
Oh, you did pick up a second kicker. I was going to say, ooh. Although we wouldn't DQ you for that.
No, yeah. I mean, we have the alternate list. That's fine. But since we've gone through the matchups, I did take the liberty of breaking down the overall leaderboard after this week. So in the 1 seed will be 9-3 with Cole. Sackett, 2-time, would take the 2 seed since he is the division leader. I would still stay in the 3 seed slot. And then in the 4, 5, 6, Dark Horse, Luke, and Dalton are all tied at 7 and 5. They are all tied 1-1.
I think I have the tiebreaker.
What? Everyone's
Keep
one.
going, sorry.
Everyone's tied 1-1, at least from what I saw. Maybe I missed it. But everyone had 1 loss, 1 win against that entire group. That then goes to division record. Garrett has the best division record at 5-1. He would take the 4 seed. Luke would be then moving to the 5 seed at a 4-2 division record. Dalton, you have a 2-4 division record. That's the top
that's
6.
bad.
And then obviously that changes if Luke gets a couple of negatives tomorrow. Then Heath, Blaster, and Patrick are all 5 and 7. Heath would still be in the 7th seed. He is 2-0. He's beat Blaster and beat Patrick, so he's the leader in the clubhouse. Blaster then at 1-1. Patrick at 5 and 7, 0-2.
So he's an odd man looking in.
Yep. So basically, this is how it works out. Heath and Blaster, you win and you're in. Patrick, you need to win, and one of the 2 need to lose. That's kind of how it works out right now. If all 3 lose and Brinkman wins, that's when it starts. Or Lean, because if Lean wins, if Stewart and Lean win and Heath, Blaster, and Pat lose, there's a 5-way tie for 5 and 7.
I hope that happens just for fun.
So that's kind of how it breaks out right now. That's just from what I see.
I'm playing the 12 seed next week. The one-hit wonders.
He has Drew next week, so that's going to be a plus. Blaster has Sackett.
Cocky.
Patrick has Cole. So 2 tougher matchups. If Blaster and Patrick both lose, Blaster would still get into that 8 seed spot. Patrick has to win, and one of the 2 need to lose.
If I'm Cole, I do not want to see Blaster right now.
Oh, Blaster. If Blaster's the 8 seed, that's a tough one. But and so you and Luke are going to be playing. I mean, so Garrett, Luke, and Dalton are going to be playing for the 4, 5, 6. Luke and Dalton play this upcoming week, so that will determine a for sure head-to-head.
And whoever loses out of those 3 is most likely going to play you in the first round of the playoffs.
Correct. Unless Patrick can beat Cole and I can move into the top spot. But then I have to play Blaster, and I don't want to do that either. So that's the thing. When it gets to the playoffs, everyone has a scary team. Obviously, they're a top 8 team.
So what are the projected playoff matchups right now, and who is locked into where?
I believe Sackett is the only one locked in the 2 seed. I think that's about it.
He has like the third lowest points. How is that possible?
I don't know. But he is locked into the 2 because he has a game lead on Garrett, and I believe he's beaten Dark Horse. So he's locked up the 2 seed. He cannot take the 1 seed because I think he would lose in the tiebreakers. But Cole and I are still vying for the 1 and 3 slot. If Cole wins, he's the 1, no doubt about it. I've locked up at least the 3, and I can't go down from that.
And then everybody else is a crapshoot. But
And,
the 4, 5, 6 have guaranteed a playoff spot, right?
4, 5, 6 are all in because they're all 7-5. So you're guaranteed in. But Heath, Blaster, and Patrick all 5 and 7. Basically, win and you're in. None of them play each other, so that's going to make it even more.
Oh, wow. So if we want – well, I can't throw a game because I have to play Luke. But if everybody else –
Yeah, so right now, this is what the playoffs would look like. First round, 1v8. Cole versus Blaster.
Subject to change.
This would be a great rematch, 2v7.
Cody, I'm coming after you, man. You're mine.
I hope that happens so bad.
Week 14, who do the Chiefs play?
Hopefully Tyreek breaks his ankle or something.
3v6, myself and Dalton. And then 4v5 would be Garrett and Luke. That'd be the matchup you want to be in right now.
I would rather play
either one of those 2.
Yes. I would rather play them than you. That is true. I did beat you this year, which was pretty great.
What my ass?
Your roster is much better than mine. Well, not much better, but your roster is better than mine. So I would much rather play your brother.
If I put down opt-out for Harambe this week, then his playoff chances are done, yeah?
No, because Pat has to win, and he has to beat Cole.
Ooh.
I don't know, because that's like I guess because so the standings are going to move right now. I see where you're at. So
because division records.
Blaster and Patrick are all 5 and 7. If Heath wins, he's in. If Blaster wins, he's in, and Patrick wins, he's in or not in. Because if they all win, it's still going to follow the same tiebreakers.
So Heath, you're honestly probably guaranteed a playoff spot at this point.
Well, not
a lot of things have to go wrong.
Yeah, you'd have to lose.
Well, you saw how this week went.
You're on the podcast. It doesn't get much better than that. Luck.
It would have helped if I won, but
yeah. So that's kind of the standing breakdown right now. I have gone through the division record. The best division record, Cole,
is it 6-0?
6-0 in that division.
Wow.
And then Sackett and Dark Horse are 5-1 in your division.
I think I beat him. So who did I lose to? I lost to Heath at the beginning of the year, you fucker. Ruined my record.
Yeah, I did. Oh, damn.
We're even right now. It's 1-1 split.
Matchup. Be third 3 times. So division records: Sackett 5-1, Dark Horse 5-1, Heath 3-3, Blaster 2-4, Stewart 2-4, Drew 1-5, Cole 6-0, myself 4-2, Luke 4-2, Dalton 2-4, Patrick 1-5, and Lean 1-5.
Oof. All right. I think it is time to move on to the bets from last week. We will take a look at the bets from this week. And then, Heath, I'm going to grill you a little bit because you've not had an opportunity to be on this podcast just yet. Right. So I'll give you a second to compose yourself while we go through these bets from last week and this week.
So with the bets from last week, a little recap. We had the Turkey Gobbler. I took the over on, what was it, 28.5?
27.5.
Oh, 27.5. Even better. I chose Will Fuller as my Turkey Gobbler to get the extra point. Did not happen, but I did get the over. Dalton took the under.
I should have took the over. I know better than to take the under every time.
Yeah, I probably could have gone up a little bit, but with the other game being in flux.
There's just something about Thanksgiving, man, where everyone goes off.
And then the other bet was head-to-head, Josh Allen and Justin Herbert. I took Josh Allen. Dalton got the win with Herbert, taking just a few point lead in that. And
I believe I was losing that bet when you gave me an update earlier in the day.
Yeah, well, I mean, Herbert he just kept throwing it in the fourth quarter. That what got you. It was 16.
Dude, I love garbage time.
To 15.48, so 0.94 points.
I love garbage time.
And then the greatest bet of them all, more wide receiver catches, New Orleans, Denver, 6-0. So through week 12, the weekly bets total, myself 11, Dalton 10.
Wow.
But we've talked about the season-long bets. If the season-long bets were to end right now or on pace, we'd be tied 12-12.
All right. This is how we're going to do these bets this time around. We're going to start and we're going to do in a circle. So like I'm going to give this bet for it's a circle. I'm going to give this bet and then Heath is going to go first, then Sackett, then Zach, then me, and then we'll go in the opposite order.
Sure. You just tell us who to pick.
We're gonna fuck this up.
No, watch, just follow my finger. You can see it. All right. The first bet, I really like this bet. I tried to stay away from over-under, and I still ended up with 2 over-under bets.
Oh,
but
did.
this first one is not an over-under. Browns versus Titans. All right. Longest rush. Heath, you're up.
Let's go with Nick Chubb.
Well, no. So Browns.
You want the
I
yardage.
want the Browns.
He wants the Browns. Longest rush.
For the day.
No, one carry. Longest rush. Stack it.
I'm taking Tennessee.
Of course you are.
Commish?
Damn it. You want me to pick against my boy King Henry?
No, I don't.
I'm going to take Cleveland. Because Derrick Henry gets like 7 at a time.
Dude, fine. Give me Tennessee. I want to take the Browns because Nick Chubb just runs for 54 yards every single game.
He gets like a 50-yard run.
Every game.
And Derrick Henry, his big runs are like –
Derrick Henry gets 99-yard runs. What are you talking about?
Derrick Henry gets those 99-yard runs when the game's on the line. You need to go to like
Derrick
overtime.
Henry 99 yards, it's a double whammy. If I lose a bet, that's fine, but I'm going to get 16 fantasy points.
All right. So, next bet. Over, under. So I crunched the numbers on this, just so you know. The numbers show it is insanely erratic. All right? But this is a pretty general number.
That's a horrible bet. Erratic.
Yeah, exactly. Over, under,
And you get
3.5. Sackett is going to pick first because you picked first last time. It's going to go Sackett, Heath, myself, and then you.
Okay.
I've been drinking. My original math was wrong. Over, under, 3.5 defensive touchdowns in week 13. From what I've seen, typically there are at least 3, but this week there was 7.
Defensive, not special teams?
Defensive touchdowns.
Defensive only.
No, we're going to count special teams too.
Oh.
Defense and
That makes
special
it hard.
teams over under 3.5. Sackett, go.
I'll take the under.
Heath?
Under.
I
Over.
hate taking the under, but it's under. I hate taking unders. I hate it.
Oh, unders are the worst because then you're just sweating the whole time, and overs you're just like, please.
So you're taking the over?
Yeah, I got the over. You want to mark it down?
Mark it down.
Can you put it on the board?
Put it on the board.
All right. Final bet. Heath will be first up. So I did crunch the numbers on this, and I did find a stat that is actually very steady. It's very seldom that this fluctuates. There are a couple teams on buys, which might change it a little bit.
Do the Cowboys lose or lose?
No. Over, under, 5.5 quarterbacks who score over 25 fantasy points.
5 point, so 6. We got
So 6 or 5 is the number. There have been like 3 times where it was 8. There was one time when it was 10. There was once when it was 2, once when it was 3, but most of the time it's 6.
Over.
Sackett.
There's only 2 teams on a bye, right? Bucks, Panthers.
Yeah.
Over 25. I'll take the under.
Over.
I don't Yeah.
You don't
I gotta
want to.
take-
You don't want to push at this point.
No, if I would have made the line 6.5, I would have went under because I wanted the over because it's been 6 almost every single week. So I'm also going to take the over.
Oh,
I know. I'm sorry.
all right.
Fuck it. Give me the under.
Oh, he really wants my mustache.
Fuck it. Give me the under. I got to win these bets. You
Wait,
gotta
what
go.
happens to Dolan if he loses again? So Zach's growing a mustache.
Full beard, and I have to grow my hair for a month. If you think the mustache looks
Hey,
bad,
you know
try
what?
me with the full beard.
Because if Dalton's coming up during championship weekend, I could be shaving that weekend.
I will shave you
Well, I don't
if
want
I
that.
win this bet.
How many months you got to grow the hair out for?
1 month.
Was he
I
going to
gotta
look
get
like
a
after a
mustache
month?
or what? Is it a month?
Terrible. I don't know. I haven't grown my hair for a month, and I can't remember how long.
And my mustache is what, 4 or 6 weeks?
It's a month.
A month.
All right, Heath. First question. What was it that drew you back to the Gem City Gridiron?
Cody said, "Do you want in?" So I said, sure.
So your love for football never really faltered. It was more of a priority thing.
No, I think, I mean, I don't know. It's more, I was in, I think, 3 leagues last time I left, and I was getting tired of it. Need a little bit of break. So
How many leagues are you in now?
3.
3? Oh, fair enough.
Don't ask me.
I don't care about you. I'm not asking you questions. All right. What did you think when you found out that all of a sudden we had decided to do a podcast for this league that you had left and then came back to?
It's pretty sweet. I mean, the changes that you guys made are pretty cool. I mean, I like them. I like the podcast. It's pretty sweet. Pretty well done.
Thank you.
Yeah. So.
Well, we're happy to have you back. I honestly never thought you'd come back, to be honest with you.
Why?
I just didn't know how into football you were. I knew who you were just from playing flag football with you and all that, but I just wasn't sure how into it you were. I thought maybe you were like, I'm gonna move on to another chapter in my life.
No, I love fantasy football. I love it. It's a blast, and I just honestly I chose a different league that I knew more of the people. So next time you guys do a draft, I'm gonna make sure that I'm up there, not in
That's
on the
what we
East
like to
Coast,
hear.
so I can meet everyone.
Yeah.
All right. Are you planting your flag in the East Coast? Is that where you're looking for houses right now, or back?
God no, I'm in Denver. Yeah,
Oh,
I was
okay.
just on vacation.
Fair enough. Kamish, you got questions for Heath?
No, I'm just glad we got another competitive person back. I expect.
Yeah, I agree.
I expect a couple people to come back, take a break, come back. I expect Matt to come back eventually, maybe next year. But we'll see. I do want to get Bill back on the podcast since he's not playing this year. But I talked to Dalton. I said I want to get Bill back on the podcast for a championship week since he won last year.
Yeah. We'll hear the big reveal of lighter team runs faster and see how he feels about the rosters that.
Wait, so he won last year and didn't come back?
Yes.
He beat
Damn,
me
was
in
it
the
that
championship.
stressful?
He beat me in the championship. What'd you
That's
say?
all he could take.
Dude, he
You
rode
could
Brashard
only
Perriman.
do it one time.
Yeah. He rode Brashard Perriman to a championship.
Well, you gotta think of it this way, guys. He was at the top of his game when he left.
Absolutely.
Rode off into the sunset.
And he
And
beat me.
Yeah, and for Bill, who doesn't pay a ton of attention to football, that was the only option for him.
Well, he
We have so-
he did
we have
a
so
second
many
place finish
people.
a few years ago too, though.
Bill, I'm sorry you're a huge supporter of this podcast, but I still don't care. You did not give a flying fuck about this league.
We have so many people that do their homework, and Bill managed to fucking pull off a chip before so many of them.
I know, it's so great. I love
Don't get
it.
me started. I have nightmares. Same nightmare.
Rashard Perriman. Don't worry, he plays for the Jets. Sam
Yeah,
Darnold throws him the
Heath
ball.
doesn't know this, but Zach is on a back-to-back championship loss streak right now.
He's the Buffalo Bills.
God, that's painful.
I lost to Bill last year, and then I lost to Sackett the year before in the championship.
Hard life.
That's a hard life.
But, I mean,
You're not wrong.
only 2 people can make a championship, so that's okay.
Final
Only one
question.
can lose it.
Only one
Yeah.
person can lose it.
Unless you're Zach, you can keep losing it year after year.
He'll have a shit ton of jerseys.
I
Yeah.
love the jersey.
Yeah. All right. If we were to up the buy-in, what would you like to see us do with that money?
Oh God, I don't know.
Well, I don't know if Heath is aware of what we tried to vote in this last year. I don't know. I don't think I brought him up on any of that.
2 years ago, what we wanted to do was up it to $100 buy-in and then do a draft at a destination, like away from Laramie, and like pay for lodging for everyone with the additional money that we receive. That got shot down. Some other thoughts have been up it to like $50 and then do like cash prizes for, highest point scorer of the year and regular season champion and week by week stuff.
Yeah. The destination thing sounds pretty sweet. But
Then we could just go to Florida with you.
yeah, exactly. We could have all gone to Florida this last year if you guys would have just voted it in.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good one. I'd have to think about it. I think it'd probably be a good discussion to have at the end of the year before next year. See if anyone else has any ideas and something to think about.
I know
guess.
some people have been quite opposed to it. I know I still love going to Laramie, but at this point, besides the Brinkmans and Drew, I am the only one who is still within a 100-mile radius of Laramie.
I love Laradice.
Yeah.
What's there not? I love going back to the
It's
old
a good
bars.
time to go.
It is. It's a great town.
And I think
I'll
it was
never have
close.
problems
I
with
think the
Laramie.
destination vote was closer too. I mean, I
Yeah.
think when we first pitched it, we didn't really have specifics on it. So I think if you put the numbers out in front of everybody, they might go for it. But the first year we pitched, I think we pitched Deadwood. So basically, we'd buy an Airbnb for everybody for the weekend, and then we'd be able to hang out downtown, have the draft at the Airbnb. It'd be a pretty nice place. So I don't know. We'll have to pitch it again, and I think everybody's a little bit more settled in life. Definitely making a little bit more money now. What do your leagues do for prizes, Heath? Are they all buddy leagues? Are they online with randoms or?
So one is a work league, and it's
We all have
it's
a work
cash.
league.
Yeah, it's an all cash payout to to the winner, championship winner.
How much is that buying?
I'm sorry,
How much is that buying?
100.
$100, $1,200 for the winner, huh?
Yep, pretty
Nice.
sweet.
Where
And
you at,
then
Rusty?
me, I'm in third. So I'm right there in it, but you never know what happens in playoffs. So,
Absolutely.
and then the other league is just a buddy league, and we upped it to a $50 prize this year. And they voted in on first, second, and third, just a money prize. I tried getting to change it, but that's what they wanted to do, so that's what we stuck with.
I definitely still love that we have a trophy and then a jersey prize because I think it's more sought after because then you get to bring it every year to the draft and you get to wear them and be like, fuck you.
And see, and that's what I like. I tried to get in on this other, my other league to get an actual trophy so we could actually like throw a plaque on there.
Yeah.
And, you
we
know,
have
you could
one.
have, you know, the
We could
winners.
give him the old
from every year.
trophy. I don't know what happened to that thing, but
The
Flush it away.
original suck up cup, it got lost
Yeah.
in shipment.
No, it came back. It's
it's on somebody's mantle right now, man.
Dude, the ghost that was inside of that urn cursed us all. That's what happened.
I got a question for Heath.
So,
So you're saving all this money for your free agent bids. I want to know who you're going to get.
I kept waiting for someone good, but it just didn't work.
Yeah, blue light special Heath.
Yeah.
Well, I think he finally spent $1 or something, didn't he? Oh, he spent a couple hundred.
He spent the money on Duke Johnson.
Yeah.
For the longest time, man, everything was zero. I didn't even think you knew how to put a waiver in.
I was trying to wait on somebody good.
That's the problem. If you wait too long, you end up with a crap load of money. This year, I spent $350 on kicker defense, and then when it came time for me to get a running back, I had $4 to bid against Zach.
we got two people with no money left. That's Luke and One Hit Wonders.
I think
Drew.
I got $2.
You got $4.
That's what's up.
I'm pretty. I only got 19, so I'm down there too.
That was
Who's
my
got the most
strategy
money?
this year, though.
Well, we got Harambe's got $930. Show me the money's got 900. Damn, they didn't spend
Cole
a dime.
had a good draft. He hasn't had to make many moves.
No.
Yeah. I'm not even other than setting his lineup, I don't even know how much attention he's paying. I doubt he's listening to the podcast.
It's pretty crazy. All right. Anybody have any last thoughts?
Oh, let's go to the matchups next week real fast.
Duh.
You're supposed to be leading us through this thing and knowing what you're doing and stuff.
Hey, that's why I asked.
Now you guys know what he has us on here. Keep him in check. We keep him in check.
That's right.
All right. So the last week of the regular season, going back, so the games are going to finish on Wednesday. Waivers will process Friday morning. There's no Thursday games this week, so waivers will not be affected by that. I posted that on the Facebook page. But the Week 13 matchups, the last week to try to get in or spoil someone's chances, I get Redskins for life and Christopher Lean, a 4-8 team. Early projections, me in a win.
I mean, there's crazier things. All right, I get to face your brother, and luckily the Panthers are on a bye, so he's got to find a quarterback going into a very, very important matchup for him. I don't have –
He's going to have to make a choice on Lamar Jackson if he's going to play or not.
Oh, that's right. If Lamar Jackson comes back, then he's fine.
But it's a Tuesday game. Will he be activated or not?
I think he'll qualify and that they moved it back. I think that was Monday was like that 10-day break or whatever they needed.
Yeah, of course. Don't get me started on that bullshit.
Also, I don't have to play DJ Moore, who has been the bane of my existence this entire year. I can never figure out when to play him. So luckily I don't have to this week. So I should be in good shape.
There you go.
You cuffed Jacobs, which is a good move because Booker didn't look too bad.
Yeah, I cuffed Jacobs as soon as he went off that week where they just ran the piss out of the ball. I picked him up for, I think, $1 or $0.
The bargain bin. Blue light special.
The week before, I was just trying to load up for playoffs, man, because I know Jacobs, he runs really mean. So I knew if he got hurt, Booker looked good. So I wanted to have somebody in the bag with that John Gruden offense.
All right.
Moving on, Heath, you got the one-hit wonders. You got any thoughts on your matchup?
Oh, I saw it. You never know. Hopefully hopefully I have a good week. I don't know.
That was such a great answer. I really liked that.
Well, after this week, I don't know.
Battle of the Codys. Jubal versus Blaster. Who has the edge?
Right now I got buys in there. It's got him by 12 points. I've got Gronk on a buy. He's got Anderson on a buy. I'm missing Fournette and McCaffrey. He's missing Ronald Jones. I don't know if Ertz is going to come off IR yet. We both got some players on the COVID list. I got Fitzgerald and Connor, and he's got Ayuk. I don't know if they'll come off COVID next week. I don't know. It'll be a tough matchup. He's got Rodgers against Philadelphia. Philadelphia played Wilson pretty good this week, so we'll see if they can stay stout. Dalvin Cook against Jacksonville scares the hell out of me. Aaron Jones against Philadelphia could be good, could be bad. It's hard to say. Chris Carson had a decent game, but that was because of a touchdown. So I don't know. I got some lineup decisions to make this week. Thankfully, I still got Keenan Allen, Tyreek Hill, and Montgomery. I got some big hitters there, so I feel pretty good about my team. I'm hoping I can get McCaffrey back after the bye week. I think he was practicing last week, so I'm kind of gearing up for the playoffs. But I wouldn't mind kicking opt out for Harambe out because I don't want to see him in that 7 seed.
That's also that's scary is if you get McCaffrey back in the playoffs,
That's nasty.
Something I want to see. Hopefully you get knocked out in the first round. So
That's how it's been. We've talked about this, man. I either lose in the first round or I win the championship. So if you see me in week 2 of the playoffs,
You're screwed. Yeah.
Say goodbye.
All right, and we got the Brink Bowl, Dark Horse and Brinkman. Garrett's already in. Stewart is trying to somehow get in the playoffs. We'll see. Everyone's got to lose. He's got to win and then win some tiebreakers. Dark Horse is losing.
It's not looking good.
And Antonio Brown this upcoming week. He is going to get.
No, Antonio Brown didn't do anything crazy. It's just a bye week.
Yeah. So we'll see. Early projections have actually Stuart Brinkman in the lead, but that's with a suspended Will Fuller and an Antonio Brown bye week. So we'll see how that works out.
And lastly, we have Patrick in an uphill battle against Cole, who has put up one hell of a season. He is without Mike Evans, so he will likely have to throw Jerry Jeudy in there. Hopefully they actually start a quarterback this week. And
I'll say,
I'm also hoping Cole loses. I want at least a chance at the Triple Crown.
I think he's got a chance. I think Filthy Casual's got a chance because you got Kyler Murray and Hopkins who just struggled against the Patriots, and now they're going to go against Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey, and those two have been playing really well this year.
If Cole wins, there's no Triple Crown once again.
Yeah.
But there
Is he
should
that
be.
far behind you in points?
Yeah.
Oh, he's far, but he's like 200 points behind me.
One thing I do want to say, going back to the Brinko Fort, I made a note of this. I think he's still got one player left this week, right? How many points is he going to put up? What was our lowest total? Because that was Heath. Is Heath off the hook for the lowest point
I
scorer?
don't know. I can pull up the Google Doc real fast.
You had to bring that up too this week, right? Not only did you
I think Brinkman has the lowest one too.
Oh, I thought it was Heath this year. I thought Heath put up a stink.
I think Heath had.
Oh, I did.
He went, and then Brinkman sucked a couple of weeks.
Dude, Brinkman hasn't scored 100 points in like 5 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a rough showing for Brinkman. He's always been pretty top of the pack. I'm pulling up.
This has been his worst year by far.
He's got 51.8 right now, and he's got Chase Claypool.
How many? He's got what? 50 what?
51.8.
His Brinkman is actually the lowest score of the year, 62.06.
So he needs 11 points to not break his own record this year.
He may break it, yeah. So, but yeah, that
rough
is.
season.
So
don't bet on
for that. That's for sure.
I think if there's anything we learned from the draft this year, Drew, Brink, you don't draft all your players from one team.
Two tops.
The Saints and the Bills, man.
Well, the Bills are a good team, but that's just not. I mean, well, he had Josh Allen.
Yeah, but you don't want
that's a good
team on your fantasy.
Yeah, who knows? Two tops. That's about it.
It's not as bad as I originally thought. So far, I'm doing the math, and Brinkman has scored over 100 5 times this year. Hold on, let me keep going.
Dead air.
6.
Dead air. Dead.
All right, here's where it became bad. In week 9, he scored 62 points. In week 10, he scored 79 points. In week 11, he scored – oh, I hit the wrong button. 121 points. So that was the best. In a 4-week period, the most he scored is 121, which I'm pretty sure he still would have lost against almost everybody the week he scored 121.
That's brutal. By the way, I know last week you didn't have the division record. I have it.
He only would have beaten 3 people the week he scored 121.
So the interdivision record total for the 5 weeks or 6 weeks, 6 weeks, the COVID division destroyed the Corona division with a record of 23-13.
Wow, that's bad, guys.
Yeah.
I went 500. I did my part.
I did not look at who had the best inner squad. I'm gonna guess Cole. Well, no, he lost.
No, because Cole was 6-0 against our division.
So he went 500 because he was 6-0.
I might have been 5-1 then, because I was 4-2, and so I went 5-1 in inner squad.
I was 5-1 as well.
So
Trash garbage.
Because you were 2-4 in the other. So
Yep. So I was 5-1 in the other.
there you go. Yeah.
All right. With that, this has been a great episode. Thank you for those of you who do tune in every week. And if you don't tune in every week, that is also fine. This is done for an audience of 12, and I'm all right with that.
Maybe.
All right. What's
shout
up?
out Matthew.
Matthew.
Yeah. Shout out Matthew and Bill. That's an extra 2 audience. All right. With that, we'll catch you next week on the Gem City Gridiron Roundup podcast. Have a great night.